Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm actually here at the tennis courts where we used to come for lessons and probably will when the weather gets a little colder and swimming is not really the best idea for cold weather, so we'll probably end up going back to tennis. The reason I really wanted to make this video, obviously this is part 5 of the being active, and I'm going to talk about tennis, but what really prompted me to do this video today was a school assignment. It was an English narrative essay or prompt that we were working on earlier, and it asked for a paragraph about a time when you felt judged unfairly. And when we had that conversation, my son and I were talking about, think about a time so you can write and tell that story. He couldn't think of anything. And there were quite a few moments and situations where that feeling of being judged popped into my head, but it really didn't pop into his head. So it made me think where, for tennis, for example, I couldn't really decide back when he was very little whether I should tell the summer camp coach about the diagnosis. And I decided not to, and I ended up getting my heart broken because there was an incident where they didn't really understand the behaviors that they were seeing, and he ended up getting punished for something that was not really within his control. And I felt that it was a difficult situation for me to get over, but obviously it didn't impact him at all. And so it's really about maybe us as adults trying to put ourselves in the perspective of that child and ask them how they feel about certain things, because in the end, it seems like we make it more of a bigger deal than it could actually be. So I believe that there's still a lot of good in this world. There's a lot of acceptance. I know it's not a perfect world. There's going to be judgments. There's going to be people, unfortunately, not looking at our kids the way we want them to look at our kids. But it's definitely a lesson that came to mind today, and tennis was one of the things that really I remembered about that uncomfortable feeling of being judged for something that you don't have control over. So anyway, back to being active and back to tennis. It's been a great sport for us, definitely because it is individual. It does depend on your opponent, so it is a challenge. It depends on really a lot of motor skills that they have to learn. So we started early. We definitely had a great time with the summer camps in the beginning. We did some private lessons, and we ended up here in our neighborhood with neighborhood tennis. Last year, freshman year in high school, there were tryouts. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out, which was probably the lack of a lot of practice. A lot of the kids that make a high school team for tennis practice tennis pretty much all day long in order to be able to make the team. So that wasn't our case. It wasn't really part of our routine, and it was okay. And it was really a learning experience. The fact that he was able to try out, he was treated with respect, and it really touched my heart when the coach that was coaching him privately actually volunteered to take his time and to practice and hit with him in preparation for the tryouts. And that was free of charge. And it really meant a lot to me to see that, people are really trying to do good to others out there. And it makes me really feel good about the world that we live in today. Something else that came out of tennis that has been wonderful is an organization in this area, and there might be similar organizations in your area if you want to look for a program that focuses on kids with special needs. We have a Tennis for Fun program that we ended up volunteering at. So from being a student, for being an athlete, my son ended up being a coach and throwing balls, maybe just picking up balls and helping out with Special Olympics. So besides being a good sportsman, learning to have good sportsmanship, he's also volunteering his time and earning points for his high school diploma as well. So tennis, again, has been a great thing for us. I look forward to continuing to get involved in it and continue to volunteer. And I hope that if it is something that you want to try with your child, that you do that and look up some of the Miracle League or other types of organizations in your area that might offer those programs for free. So thanks for watching, and I'll come back next with our last Being Active video, and I'll talk about our horseback riding experience, which was also wonderful. Hope to see you again. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.